We're good.
Well, we okay. Yeah, you heard of something. You heard me talking. Y'all heard something in the background. It's okay. I was just explaining things to our audio console over here, and she was not being very cooperative
Why does it always have to be a she?
because you've been complaining about women all morning long. Ever since you got here, you've been complaining about women.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you
I
did.
was complaining about men, how a group of men can act like a group of crazy women with
I
the
rest my case, y'all.
gossiping.
Hello,
and-
fellow freaks of nature. We're working on a project that will repel all gamma and beta rays being emitted by enemies of live and local real talk, of which I am learning are many in number. Yep, I reached out to those in a land far, far away, friends and associates and former enemies who have seen the light and have decided that the ways of the commie and socialist liberals are just wrong. They put their minds together, these former enemies, and developed a special anti-ray device that prevents further jamming of the spectrum signal reaching our modems here in the studio. Of course, there will come a time that the aforementioned enemies in faraway lands will produce additional devices in an effort to keep us from sharing the truth about our enemies, yours and ours, with each other. Good morning from the land of non-essential personnel. I'm Rayford Brown.
Good morning from the land of Oz. I'm Lee Barrows.
And Chris is going to go over there and he's going
He's at the
he's
dentist.
going to have somebody driving a truck through his mouth today. So pity him.
Just a
okay?
feeling. I hope he goes
Yeah,
well.
right. That's how it starts. And then they say, uh-oh. And that's when you got to watch out. You ever had that happen?
No,
I did.
no.
They were drilling. And then he was drilling and drilling and drilling and drilling and drilling. And then he says, and the sweat was falling off of him onto me.
Oh,
And he said, uh-oh. And I, no, stop. And because you're tied down, you're restrained. You can't move anything. And I said, don't ever, ever do that again to me. When I stand up and I'm good, you can say, uh-oh, here's what was going on. But don't do it while I can't do anything, including hit or bite you.
did you have a bright light in your face?
Oh, yeah. All of that. Okay. Anyway, here's what happened. Yesterday, those who were listening know we were hamstrung. We had no telephones that were working. We had the internet system that we have for the studio was down. We were operating off the one from my residential side, and that's how we got on the air after we got on Facebook, YouTube, and it's been lousy for some time. We've been dropping off of YouTube, especially. YouTube is one of those. We didn't know how bad it was until we were without yesterday. So my newest, bestest friend ever is a young man named Chris. How many Chris's do I have? I've got a lot of good friends who are named Chris, right?
We're going to have to put a list on the wall so we know which one we're talking about.
Well, anyway, Chris from Spectrum Cable, the business side of Spectrum Cable, he showed up yesterday.
Yes.
He was here 15 or 20 minutes early than they said he would actually be here. They gave him between 5 and 6 to be here. He was here before 5, 15, 20 minutes before 5. Came in and running. And I said, you may as well bring that other modem in, because I just knew it was a modem again.
Right.
And he said, it's not your modem. Let me show you. How do you know? Well, he's got on his phone, he can look at every modem and see how they're performing. All the technical stuff without plugging into the line, without doing anything. He can look at it and say, I know what's going on. I don't know why, but I'll find out. But I know I know you got a problem.
Right.
So, as he put it, it's great to have the text when I call in. I describe everything. They will try to troubleshoot stuff, and sometimes it's a matter of just unplugging and replugging in, rebooting. I mean, reboot it. I need to get a bigger pair of boots and just kick it. That's the way I felt yesterday. But anyway, by the time he got through from here yesterday, he had explained a lot to me. Found a lot, which dates back to someone else doing the construction work. They hired people, and I showed him a few things where things were done, and he said, somebody took some shortcuts Anyway, we're up and operating this morning, so our telephone number, should you want to call, 910-333-0139. 910-333-0139.
Yeah, call us. I will tell you that when I cut everything on this morning, it zipped. That's the fastest I've ever seen it. And I was like, wow.
And it started out yesterday on the phone when I got on the phone, and being a business person, business subscriber on to the business side of Spectrum, you reach a different group of individuals, and I got the diagnostic technicians in Louisville. Oh, yeah. One very nice lady who is a child vacationed with her family at Thompson Island.
Wow.
Spent a lot of time with her dad reminiscing about his time in Jacksonville. I didn't ask her, but I'm assuming that it was military. Not to forget the on-site tech, as we just talked about, that's Chris, that came into the lair last evening. Oh, he picked up the mangled modem that somehow exploded. Just kidding, it did not. I didn't beat it to death. He was able to resurrect it, and it really wasn't the modem's fault. It was everything that was connected to the modem. Not us, everything else. And now we have 2 telephone lines that will allow y'all to talk with us. So if you have the burning desire to get it off your chest, just give us a little time this morning, okay?
Yes.
So I may as well throw a grenade or two first.
Why not? Let's start the morning off.
The saga continues as the essentials are out there working for their pay, while the non-essentials get paid for not working. Does that pretty much sum up what's cooking?
Pretty much.
Maybe I'm missing something, so I'm seeking some help from y'all. You guys spend more time getting into the bushes of all these issues that are happening than I do. I don't take the time. Don't want to take the time. I count on y'all. Okay, so you are part of our team here. You're part of the essentials for the non-essential elements. Us being the non-essential elements. And what I want anyone with more understanding, not your interpretation now. Okay, so kind of put your politics aside. Don't tell me what you think is happening. Tell me because I can tell you what I think is happening, and I don't really know. But what I want to know is what you have found out when you research and you really know what the facts are. Because you know that Eagle Eye Lee over here is going to be fact checking everything. No doubt about that,
Just
right?
got some facts for
So
us.
whatever you say and tell us, she's going to be going over there and she'll be shaking her head up and down or sideways. That's not true as you're talking about it. Those essentials we know are working. We've got essential folks out there. We just talked with one on our WeatherNet on his way to work this morning, right? Just a couple of minutes before showtime. Okay, we've got a number of people in the amateur radio club who are essentials. Some are out there who are not essentials. But the question, we know the essentials are working. Are they getting paid on regular paydays? This is a question that I haven't heard. Are the folks who are essentials in our government, are they getting their pay on the regularly assigned paydays? Either, once a month, twice a month, every week, whenever, I don't know what it is, where they work. Are you as an essential, or do you folks who are listening, do you know for a fact, not what you suspect or you think is happening, because I think this and I think that, so I don't know. So if you do know, if they are getting paid on their regular paydays while they're working, or do they have to wait until the children come to some sort of resolution and jumpstart or kickstart the government again to get their pay? Do they have to wait like the non-essentials, the people who are not working, are having to do? Do they have to wait just like they do to get their pay? Or are they getting their pay as they work? It's a simple question. Answer should be simple, but I haven't really looked into it. But I'm not sure anyone has told us either. I haven't heard. Have you?
No, not in particular.
Okay,
I think
we just need to know exactly. Are they getting paid as they normally do while they're working, the essential personnel?
Yes.
Or are they?
Yes.
They are.
Yes.
So they're
From
getting,
what I know, yes.
for fact.
Right.
Okay. Anybody can dispute that? Give us a call.
Dispute
Let us know.
it, yes. Let me know.
Huh?
I said if somebody has something to show a dispute on that, let me know.
Yeah, please. I do want to know.
Right.
Because it would be kind of weird if they're working, but they're having to wait, just like the people who are declared non-essentials are having to wait for not working. That would be, I think, on the ridiculous, insane side of the government. Not that that's not a possibility, but, I don't know.
All right. I just looked it up. And this story, this fact check right here says essential government employees do not receive pay during a government shutdown, but they are entitled to back pay. Yeah, we know that.
Okay.
But
you said non-essentials.
No, these are essential.
Okay, so they're working and they're not getting paid, but they're going to get their back pay. We know that.
Right.
So what's the difference in having them work as non-essentials if they're not going to pay them until later on? Why not keep the non-essentials working as well? Because they're not going to get paid either. What's the difference?
No, they're furloughing a lot of non-essential.
Furloughed? What does that mean?
That means they're laid off. They don't work and they don't get paid.
They don't get paid now.
Right.
They will get their
They
back
will
pay.
not get back pay.
They will not get back
No.
pay. Those are furloughed people. That's not just the non-essentials. How many non-essentials are not going to get paid for not working?
No,
So
this one says.
That's all what we're hearing. I get too many different stories here. I want to know for a fact, Jack.
All right, this article right here is saying that the furloughed employees will receive back pay once the government. So two different stories here, two different fact checks. So
conflicts. I want the facts, Jack.
Yeah, I want the facts too.
Now you don't know, do you?
Well, I know that they are like our military is essential. They said the military was going to get paid. All right, let's see if they are.
But people supporting the military, are they going to get paid? Who are listed as essential workers? I mean, we got civil service out here, and a lot of those are not working, right?
Right.
So they're listed as non-essentials, those who are not working, but there are those who are working in civil service who are listed as essentials, right? There are contractors out there too. Let's think about the contractors for just a minute. There are a whole lot of former Marines. Well, I hate to say former, guys who used to be active duty, who are not active duty Marines anymore. But they are hired on as contractors to do things. Marsoc has got some, for instance. Are they essential or not essential? Golly, see, we don't know. This is in Onslow County. This is part of what I want to know that's going on here. I really, honestly, I don't have a dog. I don't care about L.A.
Right.
Los Angeles. I don't really care about what their issues are. I care about what our issues are. And my questions, I want to know what these people that we've got working for us here or working with us here, are they getting paid now or are they having to wait? Like the people who are not being paid to not work.
Well, here's what the USA said. USA Today. United States active military and members of the Coast Guard are getting paid. So are Social Security recipients. We know that. And FBI is getting paid.
Well, yeah. Law enforcement generally going to be there.
Yes.
But does IRS get paid? Okay. These are all federal employees. And the federal government has, a lot more federal employees than any of y'all will ever even think. But those guys who are not working at Camp Lejeune, because they have been declared non-essential. No, I'm not talking about the Marines. I'm talking about civilian employees. All right.
Right.
Are they, if they're laid off, furloughed, whatever you want to call it, they're not working, but they're going to get their back pay. And the essential personnel, civilian personnel, we know the military is going to get. I mean, they're not laid off. They're not going to get. They don't have to worry about back pay. Is that correct? They're listed as essential personnel,
right?
But there are different classifications of essential personnel. Apparently,
yes.
There are the military, law enforcement, yada yada yada. Those are essential. They're getting their pay, right?
Correct.
The non-essentials
Or not.
are not getting their pay. But then there are essentials that you say are getting paid,
Right.
civilian employees
Yes.
who are getting their pay.
Right.
But then the people who are been furloughed, laid off, or declared non-essential, they're not working and they're not getting paid, just like the non-essentials, except the essentials are working. The non-essentials are not. The essentials are not getting paid now, and
Right.
the non-essentials are not getting paid. What is the difference between the two classifications? One's working, one's not. They're both going to get their pay later.
True, but you have essential personnel like air traffic controllers. They're not getting paid, but they're essential.
About that. I'm not talking about. A lot of them are just laying out too.
Oh yeah, calling in sick, blue flu.
Well, if you're sick, then do you get back pay plus sick pay for not working?
They would be crazy to use their sick leave, but you know.
Okay. So
well, this is a fun fact. Right now, today, 21 days into the shutdown, we are tied with the shutdown that took place from December 16th, 1995 to January 6th, 1996 during President Bill Clinton's administration. So right now, we're tied.
Over Christmas.
With, yes.
And it wasn't at the end of the budget year, is because they had that continuing resolution thing going on. At that time, they kept putting it off to work on the budget, to get the budget, and they just put it off until sometime in January.
And they said that shutdown was due to a budget impasse and was triggered by disagreements over proposed cuts to various programs.
Oh, 910-333-0139. Again, 910-333-0139. Be the first to call and you get a prize. The prize is that you will be the first to get on the air in the regular way since Monday. You'll be the first to use our new resurrected, improved, not new, but improved telephone communication system.
I do want to throw out there while we're talking politics real quick. The North Carolina Senate yesterday passed the proposed new map for districting, and today it goes to the House for vote, which 99% sure it'll pass because we are a Republican-controlled House. The governor cannot veto it.
He cannot veto it?
No, he does not have the powers to veto that.
Why?
It's just the way it is, right? He does not.
I thought the governor could veto anything.
No, he can't veto it. So if the House passes it today, guess what? New changes coming up for.
Let's see what it's going to work on. Difference is going to make overall, and whether.
I have to say, some of it makes me happy on a personal level, but I'll just leave it there.
And again, our number 910-333-0139. I know some of you really have answers to these questions, and you have a burning desire to share those answers. And then we can talk about your opinions as well. If the essentials don't get paid until the government has a budget,
all right,
why can't just everyone work, because the non-essentials will get their so-called back pay for not working when the government's back in operation? That's the bottom line. If the essentials are not getting paid but are having to work, and they're going to get their money when we have a budget, then why can't just everyone, the essentials and non-essentials alike, go and be working? Because they're not going to get paid until we have a budget.
Well, here's a statement by House Speaker Mike Johnson.
Oh, God.
He said that, I like him. He said the Pentagon funding shift to cover the military's pay. He's warning now that by October 31st, that pay could be affected if the government is not reopened by then. So.
He's
come on, guys. Well,
he just gets people excited.
I watched it yesterday for a little while. It's the same old thing. They get up there and make the same speeches.
Now,
and nobody's listening.
If during previous shutdowns, let's take the 21 days or whatever it was under Billy Bob, if that happened and the essentials got their pay, did they get it as they went along, or did they get it as back pay like the non-essentials?
I couldn't tell you. This whole thing is so confusing.
Now, if those essentials did get their pay and the non-essentials got their pay, but the essentials worked, the non-essentials didn't, then did the essentials end up getting additional pay, which would mean that we would be having to pay more for that work, and therefore taxpayers would be footing the bill for the essentials who worked at a higher rate of pay than they would have gotten or were getting or are getting today. Wow, whatever.
You're making it so complicated.
No, I'm not. I want them to explain themselves. While we're on this topic, how much is the shutdown going to cost us?
We're right now. We should be saving money. Nobody's
no, we're not.
Working.
We're going to be paying them. We're just putting it off until whenever the budget's in session, and then we may be paying more. Perhaps the legislators, now we're going to go to my personal opinions. Perhaps the legislators, all 535 of them, should have their pay cut, not delayed, cut by at least 50% for the rest of their current terms, and remove all travel benefits. If you're going to travel, it comes out of your salary. All of their per diems and any other expenses, and cut their postage off so they won't continue mailing useless mail. Send it by email and ask the recipients to share with folks that don't have email. If those who are holding up this process were made to suffer with the rest of America, these kinds of events would not ever happen again. And by the way, the next budget is due next October 1st, and I'm sure no one up there who's doing nothing else is working on it. If we've got DOT has let contracts for paving Piney Green Road out here. Oh God, I hope they don't ever have to do it again in my lifetime. If whatever projects that they contract out for, there's a stipulation. You get it done by this date, or you have to pay this amount of money for every day over that you don't do it. Why don't we do the same thing for Congress?
You're really hitting hard this morning if you're comparing Piney Green with all this.
Well, why not?
It's true,
though. If the civilian contractors that have to get out here and do work on Piney Green Road, or build this road, repave it, or build a new road, they have a stipulation to those contracts. You fail to get it done on this date, the due date, then it costs you money. There's a per day, per late day. Now, there will be exceptions, like it snows 24 inches or whatever. There will be some. If we got a hurricane, they allow extra days for not being able to work. All right, we know that. But those things do happen. And if they just do it because they can't do the work that they promised to do it by a certain date, it costs them money, and that's the way it should be for Congress. If y'all can't get your job done by the 1st of October, then your pay should be docked for every day after that. 21 days so far, $174,000, which is higher now. Says $174,000 a day for a senator.
Yes.
How much is that per day?
$1,740. I know per day. Oh, you'd have to do it by 3.
You would. I'll take care of it later. But it doesn't matter. Then you lose your pay. You lose your pay for every day that you don't get your job done by that due date of 1 October every year. Let's go to the ocean and take a few derelicts with us. I need some chum. Looking towards the Atlantic Ocean as we scour the sea for situations that might impact your fun this weekend. Today, westerly winds 15 to 20 knots, diminishing to 10 to 15 this afternoon. Seas 3 to 5 feet, 6 seconds apart. Our sounds and rivers, they're going to be choppy, diminishing to a moderate chop later in the afternoon. Tomorrow, northwesterly winds around 10 knots, seas 2 to 3. Better tomorrow. Smaller but closer together every 4 seconds. Smaller waves, but choppier. They're going to be closer together. Sounds and rivers, a light chop. Friday, northerly winds 5 to 10. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Sounds and rivers, a light chop.
Today, we'll have a partly sunny sky. Then gradually becoming sunny with a high near 75. West wind 6 to 9 miles per hour with gusts as high as 15. Tonight, clear with a low around 45. Thursday, sunny with a high near 71. And Friday, sunny with a high near 69. And for those going to the football game Friday night, dress warm.
Well, take your undies with you, long ones.
Yes.
And it's going to be in Jacksonville for the Jacksonville game, so we'll be there. And hopefully we will have something to keep us warm. I know we'll have seats to keep us warm because we got battery powered chairs. But we're going
spoiled.
Hopefully we'll have. Oh yeah, well we deserve it.
Yes.
Spent many years without one.
Yes.
Last year I got one and I like it.
Greatest invention ever.
Well, next to hot chocolate. Hot chocolate warms your soul from the inside out. Okay. Our amateur radio group here this morning, the Weather Spotters, Randy over in Southwest, 61 degrees, 87% humidity, cloudy, no wind out there at the time, no rain. Joe in the borough, who's on his way to Moorhead for his Waffle Wednesday with his group of individuals, friends, 66 degrees in the borough this morning, cloudy, no rain. In the swamp of the back swamp area, Lee, our other Lee, 62 degrees, 94% humidity, light winds about 3 miles an hour, no rain. And Craig on his way to the base, he's going, I think, headed to New River Air Station eventually. It was 61 degrees in Richlands when he left and no rain overnight. Dale, our president of the club, he's up the river, around River Bend, where it's 61.2 degrees, cloudy, and no rain there either. And he had a light northeasterly wind. Ken out at Onslow Bay, that's off of Rocky Run Road. Did I get it right?
Exactly.
Golly, I'm getting good.
You did.
64 degrees, 80% humidity, and no rain. Ward over there across the county line over in Cedar Point. He has a passport. He can go back and forth. 68 degrees, 76% humidity. And the winds were light out of the southeast and 3.4 miles per hour at that time. And no rain. Lady Blue, our Lady Blue, just awaiting. In the woodlands.
In the woodlands.
Yeah, just off of
the land of the woods.
Yeah, in Northwoods. 61 degrees this morning it was. 84% humidity. Calm, no wind.
No wind.
Zero, nothing in the rain gauge.
Nothing.
And the studio here out in Country Club at 5:20 this morning, it was 61 degrees. Right now it is 57 degrees. And the humidity at that time was 89%. It's inching up, 95%. That's kind of normal as the sun comes up around here.
Yes.
We get a last little spurt of coldness before the warmth arrives. And we've had no wind. Didn't see any wind this morning at any time. It was cloudy at one time. I couldn't see the stars, but right now we're looking fairly clear out there.
I was showing some gusts 3 miles an hour, but I mean, that was recorded. But as far as the wind, sometime overnight. But do take note, it was 21 degrees warmer this morning than it was yesterday morning at this time.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. We do have here on this fancy dancy Accurate weather machine thingy. We do have a forecast because based upon the barometric pressure changing, we do have a forecast that sometime in the next 12 to 24 hours, we should get some light precipitation. That means rain because it's not going to be cold enough or anything else. Okay. That's where we are. 910-333-0139. Who would like to be first this morning? We have Dr. Stein. We got in a minute. Rosemary Stein should be calling in here in just a second. So glad we got these glad we got the phones working. She'll be the first one, so she gets the award when she does call in.
What was that question we had that we were going to ask her? Do you remember? I don't remember now.
You didn't write it down either, did you?
I may have. I was sitting in a different chair.
We were talking about something affecting adults. We don't think it impacts children. What the name? Okay, y'all, help us out here. Send us a text message or whatever. There was something. Chris, where's Chris? Chris might remember our memory bank. Chris, where are you?
I think I was sitting over there and I didn't have paper at the time, so I didn't write it down. So I'm looking at these other notes and no, there's nothing here.
You could have written it on your Palm Pilot.
But look, while we're thinking of things to say, which we have plenty of things to say, don't forget, voting is open today at the Board of Elections till 5 o'clock.
Yep. From 8 o'clock, it opens at 8 o'clock this morning. Be open until 5 o'clock this afternoon. That's for early voting, in-person early voting.
Right.
And if you're in Onslow County, there's only one place you can early vote, and that's at the Board of Elections.
I'll be out there tomorrow afternoon, so
come
out and see me.
Vote for
come
Lee.
Out and see me. No.
Why don't you write Lee's name in? I'd like to see that.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, then don't. She doesn't.
No.
If nominated, she will not run. If elected, she will not serve.
I just wanted Dr. Stein. Let's go there. No, it's unknown. It's probably Charlie. So we're going to have to.
We'll do check. Good morning.
Hey, I have a question for you two.
Okay, make it quick because we got a Dr. Stein regularly scheduled any moment now. Go ahead.
So you guys are over age 30. What do you think about today's technology? Is it hard for you to adapt to it? Do you look at some stuff and you know what? I don't even want to waste my time with it.
We will talk about that when we come back. We got to talk with a good doctor. Doctor is in the house.
Call us back,
Thank you, Charlie. Adapting to new technology and all that sort of good stuff. I think I've adapted to a lot of new technology. I have fought much of my life against a lot of it.
You have finally put an app on your phone. That's big.
I did not put an app on my phone.
That's big.
You put an app on my phone. Good morning, Dr. Stein. How are you?
Good morning. Yes,
Good
that
morning.
app has been around for a little while now.
And
what is that app for? I gotta know.
I actually have two. One of those I did put on my phone to look up any hammer. I can go
nice.
if I happen to travel up or whatever, I can check very quickly. And if there are repeaters everywhere, and I would just pick the repeater or repeaters I would like to manually program into one of my radios because I happen to be up there and I don't have a computer that I can. No, I wouldn't do that, but I can program in 2 or 3 or 4 frequencies and be able to use the repeaters up in your neck of the woods.
Wow,
that's one of them. Yeah. Now the other one is is really a great thing to have available on my telephone, and it is with the Onslow Sheriff's Office.
Yes,
they've got things on there like the latest news releases. Every release that the Sheriff's Office puts out here, they have they got one guy that does all of them right now. But anyway,
he's the best.
He's great. He's a former editor of the Jacksonville Daily News, so that also helps a whole lot in our case. But anybody can have this app. They can check news releases. They can do things like traffic alerts. If there is anything that comes through the sheriff's office, through the 911 center, that is like a traffic jam because of a traffic wreck or they're working it somewhere, then you can check on there and find information about it and find out what lanes not to drive on. And if you're like some of us, you like to check and see what kind of perverts you got in your neighborhood, you can click on and just zero in on Onslow County and pick out the number of registered sex offenders and how close to youth that they're living.
Wow.
Also, the latest scams, which is a cool thing. You can do updates because they put all sorts of things, everything from like failure to appear scams. If you get calls from the sheriff's office that you didn't show up, give us your money. Subcontractor scam, well, those are good. We know about those. Warrant scams, same thing. You got a warrant for your arrest now, but if you'll give me your credit card number and I'll take care of that for you. No, that's a scam. There are real estate scams targeting vacant lots, believe it or not. Door-to-door soliciting, cash in a box, inmate bond scam. There are people, I can't imagine somebody calling and saying, I know you've got one of your relatives in jail, and it may be in another county, But that's what they're claiming. Give us your credit card number and we'll put some money in their canteen. That means in their little money pile where they can buy goodies in the canteen store. They got all that kind of stuff. Those are scams. Those are good apps. Really good apps to have. I like that. So I'm not totally against them. I'm against all the stuff that everybody else has got.
Yeah. Well, to tell the truth, I think the rest of us have some good apps as well, but yours are pretty good. They're high up there.
Yeah,
I think they should be shared with the folks that listen to your show.
Yeah.
Those are good.
Yeah.
Especially the second one for the general public.
Yes. Yeah. Those are that's really good stuff out there. So
If you're a parent, you need that information.
So what we have a question for you this morning, but neither one of us can remember what it is.
Oh. Jennifer remembered, and Jennifer just commented.
She's our memory bank.
We were going to ask Dr. Stein about the effects of the time change on children.
That's right, on children.
Yes.
On children. Well, I think, is it this? No,
it's not this weekend.
It's the first weekend of November.
That's correct.
It's after Halloween.
Yes.
All right. So, children today tend to have more sleep deprivation, and so you're going back an hour. So you're making their transition shorter, or that night shorter for them. So you may be cutting out an hour of sleep. If you don't think ahead and you think that the kids are like us, then you might have a very tired kid on Monday who won't be able to function at school. So the best way to do that is over next weekend to transition them pretty well. Okay. So for Halloween night, that's where your transition should start. And it seems silly, in 1 hour, but that hour is going to affect them on Monday to be able to go to school. So that for Halloween, make sure that you got them all washed up and ready for bed about 20 to 30 minutes earlier than usual. Warn them about it. If you're going to have a great time, everybody's going to take their shower, warm up a little bit. But our bedtime, instead of being, let's say, on a Friday, because it's a Friday at 10 o'clock, it'll be around 9:30. So 9:30 to 9:40.
But Mommy, I can't go to sleep when I go to bed. If I go to bed early, I'm not going to be able to go to sleep.
You'll be resting. But the other thing is that they've used so much of their energy that just putting them to bed. Not that they're going to be sleeping. That is correct. They won't be able to just go to sleep. But they have used so much of their energy that their little bodies will need to rest.
Benadryl.
Make sure that they don't stay up late on Saturday morning, sleeping late on Saturday morning.
Yeah, get them up, get them up at the regular time. There you go.
Yeah, a regular time or close to regular time. Yeah, they can still sleep in. It's not a weekday. That whole, 10 o'clock, they're still in bed thing, we should eliminate that to help with the transition again.
Okay.
And then just, for Saturday and then Sunday night, just make sure that you keep to their bedtimes and their wake times. On Sunday, the most that you can, try to get them to get up at a reasonable time, let's say 8 o'clock, so that the next morning they can be up early. It's a difficult transition for a kid, especially because they're up a lot, on their tablets and phones, and very excited because Halloween happened, and it's still, very energetic. So if you want them to function well on Monday, and as a parent, who wouldn't, you got to transition them into it. And so what the effect would be, if you don't, you'll get a very, very tired, cranky kid on Monday who will have a tendency to get in trouble, to not listen, to not learn, etc. And that's not good.
So,
especially those kids with ADHD, they're the ones who do the worst.
So this timing for this event is interesting. It's going to be a couple days after Halloween this year, and it's always within a few days of Halloween because it's going to be the first Sunday in the month, right? Okay, got it. Understand that. So in this particular case, on Friday night, we're going to tank them up with sugar. We're going to wire them until they can't sleep they're going to be bouncing off the walls because of all the sugar intake they've got from Halloween. And then we're going to tell them they got to go to bed earlier. Ooh.
Yeah. I don't envy those parents out there. So you want to limit their sugar intake for sure.
Yeah.
That night.
Okay. Well,
Go out, get their energy out, let them walk around and run around and shriek and be kids.
So the best thing I can do, I can do my part by putting the crime scene tape across the front of the house and make it look like there's a crime scene here, and I'm not going to give them any sugar. How's that sound?
Well, they might be a little disappointed, but
selfish.
Okay.
No, we seldom get any here anyway. Since my grandbaby, she grew up. She's 21 now, so we just don't get an influx of children on the street. I live in an old fogey neighborhood.
Aw. Invite them over. Halloween celebrated here.
My wife always buys candy just in case. So for the next three months, I get to eat it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Snickers.
Might wire you up.
No, she eats the Snickers bars.
I expect to see a bowl of candy here come Monday.
I want
the Monday after.
Peanut. What's that stuff? The chocolate covered peanut butter stuff. Reese's Buttercups. That's what I want. Yeah. Oh, I love those things.
Those are good.
Get you wild in
all these goodies that are the best.
There you go. Now let's get back to kitties and everything. We have anything in particular going on that whether it's psychological, whether it's physical issues that are happening that parents really need to start taking a close look at. We're past the first 6 week grading period, right?
That's right. And so just for a weekly update on a weekly Dr. Rose update on illnesses out there, we got some strep. We had a couple of COVID positive cases. They were probably stragglers from a few weeks ago. And a couple of flus. They were A's. And we had one RSV positive. So a little mix of everything. And that's among a whole bunch of kids. So there's not a big influx of any one thing, but mostly, some parents are waiting a bit long, so the kids are getting all that snot and icky stuff into their chest, and they're getting pretty sick. But mostly what we have are the kids that started the school year real well are now into their almost 2 months of being in school. Mm-hmm. So those are the kids who are starting to get in trouble. As the teacher is seeing them distracted, they're not following through with their assignments. So make sure that you have the good communication with your teacher, because most parents will get a little complacent because in September you heard that they were doing great and you're like, oh, okay, we're off to a good start. And then you sort of just back off and don't think about it for a while. And that's a normal thing. But by October, probably end of October, beginning of November, is when those pieces of yarn start to fray. Mm-hmm. And we should circle back around to the teacher. So it's easy to fix those problems when it's early and you realize, okay, he's acting out or he's not learning, he's getting behind. So you can catch him back up and put a plan into effect. So this is a great time, right around Halloween, right before Thanksgiving for sure, to be able to remedy those problems. Okay,
well, that's good. So all is not lost. I like that. We should have time to get them back and up to speed. And then we got Thanksgiving. And then we got 2 holidays coming up. That's going to be a little bit of a setback as well if we don't take care of them. 2 weeks off at Christmas time, it's almost like a summertime vacation.
It is to some kids, and they look forward to it so much that you don't want to make it unpleasant for them because they've done so poorly during this part of the school year that they get to that and they just don't find any satisfaction because they think they're going to get left back or mom's constantly on their, getting on their case. So let's take care of those things now, and a little bit of anxiety, but then they'll do so much better in the next few weeks.
Do the kids get more as they get older? Do they become more concerned about not doing so well in class, or do the really young ones, first, second, third graders, are they really concerned at that age about how good or bad they're doing?
I don't see the little ones, let's say kindergarten, first and second grade, being that aware of it. They just do well, or they don't do well if they don't have the basics in them.
Mm-hmm.
But that desire to compete and do better than themselves or others really hits in fourth grade, I find, or the opposite. They're completely complacent. They don't care, and so those are kind of hard to motivate. If you don't care, then it's hard to put care in there. But we can talk about what to do another radio show because that is a good topic.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. Okay, Doc, we do appreciate your time this morning, and I think the time changing, that's really controversial, and every year, and we hear about it now. Like every time there's a time change, why can't we just get one time? It ought to be standard time. And then other people say, no, it should be daylight time. I like to have more daylight at the end of the day. Then I don't, good gracious.
It's always been a subject of contention.
Yeah.
And debate.
Yep, we can thank the late President Jimmy Carter for the change in time.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Doc.
Thank you, Dr. Rose.
You're most welcome. Thank you, guys, and have a great week.
You too, Dr. Rosemary Stein, pediatrician extraordinary, lives up there in the Alamance County area. I guarantee, it'd be great to talk with some of the parents of the kids that she treats, because I guarantee you she is going to be one of those most loved doctors ever, is what I would think. She's easy to talk with. And I guarantee you, she just doesn't rush through. It's, okay, your temperature is such and such. Take 2 aspirin. Call me in the morning.
Right.
No. I guarantee you, she goes deep. She's like our my guy here was yesterday when he came in here to fix stuff. He did not let up until he got her done.
Thank you, Cable Chris.
Yes, Cable Chris, my buddy, my newest buddy.
Right.
From Jones County.
Jack wanted us to ask her about her opinion on Tylenol and autism, and we did do that a couple of weeks ago. Asked her about that, and she gave us her opinion and advised that really don't take Tylenol. Take Advil, or what was the other one? Advil or
Excedrin? I don't know.
No, it was.
What is today? 22nd. Tomorrow. Got to remind you before we're going to transition over here. We got our buddy, our latest Mr. Wright is in the house, so stand by. The annual observance to mark the 42nd anniversary of the October 23rd, 1983 Beirut bombing by a bunch of sneaky, low-life scumbuckets will be held at the Beirut Memorial. That's at Lejeune Memorial Gardens tomorrow, beginning at 10:30 o'clock in the morning. The observance will honor the fallen service members who served in Lebanon from 1958 to 1984 and in Grenada, especially those killed in the Beirut bombing on October 23rd, 1984. 1983, wasn't it? Yep, 1983.
Yes.
If you weren't around here at that time, that was a time like if you dropped a bomb in Jacksonville itself, it would not have had much more impact,
right,
on the people's minds and the way that they were and the way they were dealing with stuff. It was horrific. It was a horrific time. I know a lot of you guys were not even born at that time. I remember it well. We got a visit from President Reagan. I was in the media at the time. I drove in from Wilmington to cover that personally, even though I had people to do that. I came to that event. It was very somber at that time, and I had not been close to Reagan ever until then, and standing within arm's length of him. So it was something else, and wow, nobody knew what to say or really know what to do.
It was very sad. It was
was.
very solemn around here for quite a while. And yesterday, students from the various schools were out putting up yellow ribbons on
Good.
the trees. So if you go in that area right there where the bypass, you come off the Lewis Sewell Bridge, and you're heading towards 53 258. 17 South. Correction, 17 South. If you come off the bypass and you're heading there, there's a whole row of trees over there that they had planted in remembrance of the Beirut, and I imagine they're beautiful with the yellow ribbons.
Yeah, 42 years ago, our mayor at the time was Xander Guy.
Yeah.
He promised to, at that time, never forget, quote unquote, those killed in Beirut. Mayor Sammy Phillips is the sixth mayor to repeat this promise since 1983. And it is the solemn duty of the Jacksonville mayor to renew the pledge at each observance. Speakers this year include Brigadier General Joel Schmidt, Assistant Division Commander, 2nd Marine Division, Brigadier General Ralph J. Rizzo, Jr., Commanding General, Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune, and City of Jacksonville Mayor Sammy Phillips. The mayor and the command of Camp Lejeune appoint members to Beirut Memorial Advisory Board who work together to organize and perform the annual observance. Parking, always a challenge. For this event will be at the Veterans Cemetery, which is across from Lejeune Memorial Gardens, right across Montfort Landing Road there. There will be guys to help you direct traffic to get you across. Shuttle service will be provided by Jacksonville Transit from New River Shopping Center. That's just down the street there, a little bit on Hargett Street. The observance will air on the Jacksonville Onslow Government Channel, G10 TV, cablecast, g10tv.org, and on the city's Facebook page and the YouTube channel. So if you cannot physically, for whatever reason, get there, you can watch it. And if you can get there, there's plenty of parking in the Jacksonville New River Shopping Center area. So park there, look for where the shuttle buses will be working, and you'll be shuttled there and back. And that'll save you from walking that distance, unless you just want to walk. And if you want to walk, get there early. If you think you're going to park down there, get there early. Get there today and just wait. Take a tent. Take a shelter hat. You can sleep on the ground outside. Nobody will bother you.
I will try to make sure that I share the live ceremony on our page also. So if you forget where to go, come back to us.
All right. Now, continuing a little bit with the weather, there is a on its way to becoming a hurricane. It's you want to give our friend the name of this?
Melissa, if you're listening, I love you, but this one's going to scare me.
This one is one that Lee is the one who actually came up with the name.
No.
And she submitted it to the National Hurricane Center. So Melissa,
that.
It's on Lee. Okay. It's down there in the Caribbean. It's about a couple hundred miles north of, believe it or not, a lot of people don't know it, but Colombia. Colombia actually goes from way down in South America, but there's a sliver of it that comes up and it goes into the Caribbean. So north of that sliver of Colombia is where Tropical Storm Melissa is hanging out right now. Has sustained winds of about 50 miles per hour. It's moving west-northwest at 7 miles per hour, but it's going to be changing direction. Yeah, buddy. As it becomes a hurricane early Friday, sometime during the overnight hours, early morning Friday, it will become a hurricane. And at that point in time, shortly after that point in time, within 24 hours, it will turn just south of Jamaica. This is what the National Hurricane Center is saying. Not me. I'm repeating them.
Right.
It's going to turn to the west. It's going to take a left turn, become a Democrat.
Left turn, Clyde.
Yeah, there you go. And then it's going to pass south of Jamaica. Now, Jamaica will be on the bad side of it. Jamaica, my goodness, landslides and all that sort of good stuff. If you're going to be down there on vacation, go find yourself something on the north side of the island and hang out and batten down the hatches for a day or so.
We're going to have to watch her.
Because it'll be wet and windy. but then it's going to go. They don't know where
Right.
because they're not predicting very much beyond the weekend, and that's when it's going to be by Monday morning, just south of Jamaica. Okay, now let's go over to Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright is in the house. Peter, how are you?
Good morning.
Good morning, Peter. Our Medicare. I'm still getting the calls. I got one yesterday while I was talking with my cable guy. My cable guy, he belongs to me only now. He's my concierge cable guy.
Excuse me.
He was here and we were talking, and then I get a call, and I looked at it and I said, "Oh yeah, this is going to be a scam." This is almost 7:00 at night. Clicked on it, and it was.
Yeah.
And it was. Do this. Well, I've started just saying no. As soon as I start hearing the recording, I just say no. By the time I get to the fifth no, they're in the process of asking me if I have Part A and Part B Medicare. I don't want to wait for that. I just override them with my conversation of no. And then it goes click.
Oh,
I know they're a scam.
Yeah.
When they hang up on me that fast, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, I got them.
Well, very disappointed.
It's happening, and then I got a whole stack of stuff over there, of Medicare stuff and Blue Cross Blue Shield stuff, because I've got that now. So
I see you've got my newsletter.
I've got your newsletter too.
Okay.
I'll put that on top.
Yes, I
So
have
just in
mine.
case.
I just want to know though, Rafer.
What?
When we get these books in the mail, who actually reads them?
Well, I'll count on Peter to tell me what it is.
Exactly. I'm like, well, I'll have to ask
But
Mr. Wright.
I've opened this one
Right.
up so I can take a look and have it
Right.
in my hands. So,
Yeah. Well, I've got an interesting thing to talk about today.
good.
Oh, good.
I'll give a little bit of backstory first. Totally not Medicare related, but my wife's car went wrong last week badly.
Just shoot it.
And that's what I felt like.
Like horses.
My heart dropped. And because she's working also. So I thought, well, let's see if I can look on Chat GPT and see if I can analyze what the problems are.
Uh-oh.
Now I'm a mechanic. Not only am I a mechanic, I'm an engineer. I've worked on oil refineries, chemical plants.
Okay.
I've worked on a lot of engines, a lot of turbines, compressors, and I've bought and sold multiple cars and done them up, and I've helped my kids do it and so on.
good.
So I know a lot about cars and so on.
I've been to a lot of autopsies, but I don't do one.
Well, I've done a lot of autopsies on vehicles.
Okay, well, that's all right. Yeah.
So I had a look at this and I thought, well, let's put into Chat GPT and see what it comes up with based on the symptoms.
Chat
GPT. So it's one of these AI engines.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
okay.
And they are somewhat useful. They really are. Yeah.
Well, not to
But
me.
it came up
It won't help me because I don't do that kind of stuff.
but it came up with some different suggestions, and none of them were right. But
That's where I would be, and I would be trying all of them because I wouldn't be able to look and say that none of these are right. I would just go, okay. So I need to take off the muffler, and then I need to run some repellent up through inside the muffler, and then clean it out, and then I go into the engine and I drain the oil and run the car around the block a few times with no oil in it. That work? Then you get yourself a new motor, right? Okay. So, no, seriously, though, you found this stuff, and none of this stuff that was suggested helps?
well, there was one suggestion, but it was right down the list. But the most common things, well, okay, it doesn't seem to be those. So I thought, right, the first thing is to try what I would do. So I cleaned the carburetor body because the car, if it got hot, wouldn't start after 20 minutes. So I tried cleaning a carburetor body, and I then tried changing the crankshaft position center. I got one from a scrap car, so I wasn't firing a parts cannon at it. I went to a scrapyard. I paid $17. Got one off a car that had been working because it had an argument with a lamppost, and took me 10 minutes to get that and go and put it on my car. It wasn't that. So then I raised my hands in the air and I said, right, it's got to go to the garage. And we took it there and left it there. Anyway, they phoned me and told me what the problem was. It's a very uncommon problem. And they've got to get the part from Ohio, and it'll take 3 or 4 days to get it. And this is on a Toyota, so this is not a a Toyota Camry. So it's not it's not something that you.
How many miles does this car have on it?
It's only got 180,000. That's all.
Gone are the days you.
I mean, I've got one out there that's got almost 500,000 on it.
Yeah, I know.
It's my son's one. I borrowed it from him.
Jinx.
I had a pickup that when I sold it, it had about 200,000 on it.
Yeah. So they go well.
Oh, they go very well. That's why I was asking.
You take care of them.
Yeah.
Just like you should be taking care of yourself.
This one has not been taken care of, but somehow or other it's done close to
in spite of not being care of it.
It's belonged to 2 of my kids for the last 15 years or so.
Right.
And they still keep it as a spare car. So I thought it would be interesting to see. Well, first of all, I've started off to see if people can put their own drugs into, Medicare.gov. And we'll talk about that a little bit.
Just reading this, how to put your own drugs and providers into Medicare.gov to see which plan that you should choose. So you can enter what you're taking now?
You can go to Medicare.gov and you can put your drugs in there. You start off, you put your zip code in. Well, let's go back a little bit. You go to Medicare.gov. You you see something that says Find Health and Drug Plans, and you click on that. Find Plans now. You enter your zip code, and you then have a choice. You're looking for an Advantage plan, a supplement plan, or what are you looking at? And so if you're looking at an Advantage plan, you'd pick. Choose a Medicare Advantage plan. And then it asks if you're getting any extra help or any Medicaid. So it's starting to get a few.
Narrowing it down.
Yeah. So you may say, I don't get any extra help at all. But this is where you're starting to think, well, do I qualify for those or not? So you'd have to possibly use ChatGPT to put some questions in and see if you qualified for this, that, or the other. But let's assume you don't, and you don't. Then you pick, the Medicare Advantage plan. You say that you don't get any help at all, and you then pick that you want to see your drugs. It asks you, do you want to look at your drug costs? You now put in the drugs that you're taking and the dosages. It'll then prompt you for the pharmacies. So you can put in your pharmacies, and you can put in up to 5.
Okay.
And what I normally put in, is Walmart, Walgreens, Realo. Realo is a really good one to put in because sometimes you can find some very cheap drugs there.
Okay.
CVS, some people like that. And I also always put mail order in there because often you'll get
just in case
very low prices. So I put those in.
Some drugs by mail are cheaper than other drugs by mail, right?
Yeah. So I mean, you get drugs at zero cost through mail. You might otherwise have to pay $100, $200 for.
Gotcha.
For over the year. Yeah. So, or maybe you find some at $800, and it's $500 getting it through mail. It's
that's almost a tank of
pretty
gas.
good. Yeah. Or Realo can save a lot of money. And sometimes the prices between Walgreens and Walmart are a little bit different as well. So the new thing for this year is that you can put the doctors in. You can also put those in. And it will then sort the plans that are available in your area, in your zip code or county, because when you put your zip code in, you also it'll prompt you for a county if your zip code is in between two, like between Jones and Onslow. And once you've done that, it will come up with the different plans in order of the least, cost for your prescription drugs and your premiums. And it will tell you if the doctor's in network or not in network for that plan. Mm-hmm. So it all sounds very good. And I have spoken about this before, how you can use your drugs, put your drugs into Medicare.gov, and it's helpful. But there are some problems when you get the results.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you, first of all, are you committing when you start putting this information in? Is this just a query, or are you committing to do this? Or
this is just a query.
Just a query.
So you can play
There's no
around
way you
with
can accidentally click on something and sign up for it.
No.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Because I can see a lot of people screwing up.
Yeah.
Then you'd have to fix it.
So there are some good and bad points about doing it. One, it really helps to put your drugs in and see where you can get them cheaper. Mm-hmm. What it doesn't show you, if you put a drug in like folic acid, it might say you've got, because folic acid is not on the formulary of some of these companies. It might say that you've got to pay $1,000 for the in a year for the folic acid, which is nonsense because it's a really cheap drug to get, but it's not on formularies because it's not really considered a drug. You can get it on prescription. I get mine on prescription, but it's, so there are various, that's one problem with putting in your drugs. The second one is that if you put a capsule down instead of a pill form, you can get a very different expense, a very different cost.
Let me give you one, for example. If you have a prescription, now there's OTC, that's over-the-counter stuff for something called Nexium, all right? But there are prescriptions available for Nexium. If you've got a severe case, you can get something instead of 20 milligrams, you can get it for 40. Doctors will do that. But there's a difference. There are two types of Nexium. One is a pill, one is a capsule. The difference in price in the two of them, for whatever reason, is fairly significant. Mm-hmm. I found out the hard way because at one time I had the prescription filled years ago, and they didn't have the capsules. They didn't have enough capsules to fill it, so I got two different bottles, half of this and half of that, and the half that was the pill form cost more. It cost me more, and it wasn't covered by the insurance as much as the capsules were covered by the insurance. So be careful, y'all. And you may have to get your doctor to make it a capsule or a pill, depending upon the price of it. But you can do that.
Yeah. Or often nasal sprays. You put one down, and that one isn't in the formulary, but there's another one which is pretty much the same, and you can just switch it around. But so when you're looking at results and you suddenly see, oh, it's going to cost me a lot for this, for this next year, you've got to know how to interpret those results and be able to play around with it. So when I see high costs, often it's like you said, it's a capsule instead of a pill, or it's
which is just ridiculous. But I guess whatever.
Yeah, or
it is what it is, as they say.
Yeah. And then there's some drugs that you can perhaps apply for a patient assistance program for, and get those so that you get those at no cost, perhaps from the actual drug manufacturer.
Most of that, we've heard you talk about it. There are a lot of folks, including you, who have some pills and things like that cost a lot of money. With if you got no plan or you got no help or whatever, you're paying out of pocket. If you're Donald Trump, he doesn't care, but most of us care.
Yeah.
Right. But we've heard you talk about those things. Is it worthwhile to look at it? So I've got $7 I got to pay for this drug.
And you're just paying $7
Don't do that.
No.
Okay.
The patient
That's
assistance
what I'm getting at.
programs.
Don't nickel and dime folks to death.
Yeah, the patient assistance programs are for people that have limited resources, and believe you me, if you're on some of these expensive drugs, you can still get patient assistance programs to help you, even if you're making. Now I'm talking 2 years back. Even if you're making $40,000, $60,000, $80,000, you could still get patient assistance programs.
$800 a month for one pill can add up.
Yeah. Now, however, that your maximum out of pocket or total out of pocket for drugs is reduced to $2,100 for this next year, 2026, with $2,000 for this year. I'm not sure, what the levels are for income, but they will help you. But I do come across people that have still got plans. Yeah, but I've had 2 or 3 people speak to me. They've just been approved for a particular drug, so they've got it through till the end of this year.
Okay.
And I'm saying, well, make sure that you get it, that you get that application renewed with the Patient Assistance Program, so that you can get that for free, next year as well.
Yeah, you have to stay on top of that because there's generally an expiration date on those things. Is that right?
Well, each year you've got to requalify.
That's what I mean. Okay.
And it's so the time to requalify is October, November, because then sometimes it can take 3 or 4 weeks to get the correct prescription sent to the drug manufacturer by your doctor to get the drug sorted out.
Okay.
And sometimes there'll be queries on your financial situation.
Right.
I've had it one time when it took me 3 months to get it sorted out. I did this for 20 years.
Oh boy.
So, but
it's worthwhile checking.
Yeah.
If you got
some expensive drugs.
Right.
So, having done that, you've come up with a list of drugs. You can look at it. You can see where your cheapest place to go is. There's some questions about putting in having the. You've got to know a bit about drugs, but you can get that with a little bit of practice. Maybe not, but it will help you find pharmacies that are cheaper. So I'd say it's a very good thing to to try that. So that part is okay-ish. Putting in your doctors, I tried 2 doctors, both of which I knew were in the 2 main carriers, of which one is Blue Cross in this area, and the other one that I put in, it was so I put 2 doctors in. They both found the one doctor on this Medicare.gov, but on the other one, they could only find the one doctor. So Blue Cross had both of them. The other company, it wasn't listing the second doctor. That's something I come across often, and you've got to either change the doctor's name or you've got to maybe put the name of the clinic in.
Gotcha.
And there's no space to put the clinic in, but I could see it was just a doctor's name. So you don't get completely the right result on that. It's a good first try, so that you can see, hey, is this doctor in or not? And then you can follow up with some questions. So
I got a specific one for you. I don't know whether this is across the board or what. If I've got Medicare, I don't have an Advantage plan. I don't have anything else, right?
Yeah.
I've just got what the government sends me, the little card. And I'm not going to tell you what kind of doctor it is or anything else, but one doctor I visit, one of the, it's not a needle sticking doctor. Okay. It's another one that provides services. They accept just a Medicare card. They'll file it. No problem. They'll take care of it. You pay whatever you have to pay, copay type stuff to go with it. Same doctor. If you've got the Advantage plan to go with that same, I'm talking about, or if you've got just Blue Cross. If you got Blue Cross yourself, through your work or whatever, they accept it. If you got the Blue Cross Advantage plan, when you're on Medicare, they won't accept it.
Mm-hmm.
They'll give you a receipt and list of everything that you got to send your Blue Cross people, and then they will pay whatever they pay, which is going to be a percentage of whatever it is.
Yeah.
This is odd. I mean, I understand if it was not a Blue Cross Advantage plan, but if it's Blue Cross and Advantage, they don't take it and file it direct.
Yeah.
Why is that? Do you know? I want to ask them. I'm going to ask them next time I visit them.
It's a choice if they want to contract with an Advantage plan or not. So I have 2 doctors, and I only have 2 doctors that I see. And until about 10 months ago, neither of them were ever contracted with Medicare Advantage plans.
Really?
One of them now is. He's joined Advance, and so he's my age, and he's a very, very good doctor. But he just didn't file with Medicare Advantage plans. He just didn't.
But they will file in my particular case, they will file with Blue Cross if you've got just a Blue Cross plan, or if you've got just a Medicare plan. They'll file that themselves.
Yeah, but not the Advantage plan.
And even though the Advantage plan is a Blue Cross Advantage plan. Yeah.
It's a choice of a doctor.
Weird.
But with Blue Cross, there's about 95% of providers are in the Blue Cross network. So it's not often that you come across it. I mean, it is pretty rare. But you do get doctors.
Well, that's the only one that I've gone across.
Yeah. But like my 2, and my rheumatologist still does not take file with the Blue Cross Medicare Advantage plan.
Strange.
So it's up to the doctor.
So then you have to file it yourself.
Then if they're not in the network and you're on an HMO, then you've got to pay what the charge, the doctor says. Now, I always give my doctors a huge bottle of Chivas Regal or one of those really, very large ones at Christmas.
I got you.
So I get very negotiated low prices with them if I'm in a situation like that. It works very well, I must say.
So if I go in there, maybe sweep the floors every time I go in, that might help. And they don't have to. Okay, gotcha.
I know somebody that repairs cars for a doctor, so he doesn't pay anything, and he just does the general maintenance. It's whatever. I'm not advocating doing that at all. Please don't say I'm not. But I'm just.
And I'm not going to do it either. But I have bartered when I was doing commercial photography. I have bartered a lot of photo work. For services rendered.
Certainly have to.
It worked, whatever it took. So I would do their photo work, their personal photography. They didn't have to pay me for it because I got their professional services and I didn't have to pay them. It worked out. Bookkeeping wasn't as obnoxious either. Oh, God, the tax man is going to come see me, isn't he? I'm lying, folks. I'm lying. I'm a paid liar. I was trained to lie.
Yeah, sure you are.
Okay, what else we got cooking here? That's very interesting. This whole thing. Look over and stick in some of the same stuff yourself first, and then I would regardless of what. I don't know what the rest of it says here, but my strong suggestion was take all of this that you do and take it to see Peter before you sign on the dotted line. Anything you do.
Yeah. And I would say the same because I then tried doing Chat GPT to see if I could get Chat GPT to evaluate. Well, let me go back a step. Having done the drugs and the doctors, it then gave me a list of plans, and I then looked through, and it explains what some of the benefits of each plan is. But it's a very basic explanation, and it doesn't tell you a lot of the ins and outs that you learn as a agent, and by looking through and pouring through the plans and seeing what the benefits really are, and so so it didn't give me a good picture of the plans when I was comparing them. So I thought, well, let's try Chat GPT and see if I can get a good picture and get it to compare them. So I tried that, and
you sound disgusted.
Yeah,
Okay.
it gave a different point of view from what I had of the plans. And
you work on refrigerators too?
No, I didn't try refrigerators.
Well, I got one out there you can practice on.
Oh, okay. But so the other thing is that it doesn't look at all the situations. Maybe you've got VA, or you've got TRICARE, or you've got a state retiree, or you've got to compare it against a company plan.
Sure.
And what is your best situation? Or you've got something going on in your life. Maybe you've got a partner that needs that needs help in a certain way. Perhaps they've got dementia. And you're not looking at finding out about all the different things that you can do with benefits that you can get from a plan. So
if your wife or your husband, and you got the beginning stages, or, further along with events like that, medical or whatever kind of events there are that are going to affect what kind of treatment they need or what kind of treatment they're going to get, and medicines and everything else. You, being the one that would be the smart one, which would be my wife, then she can help me work on those kinds of things. And that's what you need to probably do too. You find the smarter one in the family, that's who I would count on to assist me to begin with.
Yeah. So it fell short, I'd say pretty massively.
Okay.
But it was an interesting. I thought it would be interesting to look at and see. Hey,
interesting exercise just to find out about the drugs that you're on. You may find out a whole bunch of stuff about what those drugs that you've got prescribed, and there may be cheaper ones that do exactly the same thing. You don't know till you look at it.
Yeah. Well,
but make sure your doctor understands what you're doing, because some generics, while they do the same thing, there may be some other things in those pills that are not in the one that they give you to begin with. That you might. If you are allergic to peanut butter or something else, you may be hurting yourself.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. And let me say, I personally use Medicare.gov to look at and sort out drugs for people. But there's a lot of digging and moving around and comparing that you've got to do in order to understand Medicare.gov and come to the right conclusion.
Now, if you want to become really wise in this whole process, you could take these courses that you take, these things that take years to develop. You can learn if you want to spend that kind of time and money, right?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Go see Peter.
You don't want to do it.
No, you don't want to do that. Go see Peter. That's the easiest way out. If you've got another life to live, and you don't want to do this 24/7, then I see Peter. That's the best thing.
Yeah. And I'm located at during this period from now till December the 7th at the Walmart on North Marine Boulevard in Jacksonville, and I'm there from 10 till 4:30, 10 o'clock in the morning till 4:30, with half an hour off for lunch if I can get it between 1 and 1:30.
And he eats fast, so he eats right there on the job or close to it. So anyway, Peter is there Monday through
Friday, Monday through Friday.
Weekdays from 10 till 4:30. That's 10:00 to 16:30, guys. For those who understand. And it's at the Marine Boulevard North Walmart. That's at the intersection of Western Boulevard. Y'all know where it is. It's the big one here in the county. And I go in. He'll be at the front of the store on the street side of the cashiers.
Yeah.
That's where he is. Look for it. If you don't know who he is, don't know which one he is, just say, hey, and you'll pick up very quickly the British accent. You'll find out who he is.
Go in the groceries entrance.
Well, I'm glad to see that you're cutting back your hours a little bit this year.
God, yes.
Last year you were there, 6-7 days a week and till 6 o'clock every night.
Yeah.
Good for you, Peter. Good for you.
Yeah, y'all get it done in that time frame. And I'm sure that if for whatever reason you're a 9 to 5 or 9 to 5 o'clock person, you're having to work every day of the week, Monday through Friday, call Peter. You
just give me a call.
You can talk to him on the telephone. He will help you out, and
Yeah.
I'm sure he will make an appointment with you. Now, your telephone number is 252-675-4488.
Oh,
You've got it. You did it. So that's 252-675-4488.
And that's not even, it is. It's written down there, but I didn't see it. I didn't have my glasses on.
Yeah, you did very well.
I'm
glad I chose that.
I'm write it on the wall over there, along with a big number we've got of our own. You see, well, I can look right over there, and I can tell you our number at any time. I don't have to remember that sucker.
I've never noticed that before.
You think
that's clever.
You don't think you have least responsible for that number, by the way, for that sign
Yeah, my granddaughter and I did that
put
one
together a few years ago.
Yeah.
But anyway,
what is the significance of the cap above it, or whatever's above it?
Just in case.
It's just a hat rack.
Oh,
Peter.
okay.
We got to put
It's a hat rack.
Okay.
It's a hat rack with a number.
It's a hat rack.
I got other hats over here.
You're so funny.
And that is not
Yes.
a Trump hat on the front over here. It says make fishing great again.
Yeah, it's a fishing hat.
It's the red color. I got other red hats too. So anywho, you guys out there, you silly people out there, this is good information. And if you guys just want to sit down, you can take an hour and probably at least negotiate through some of this, and then you might learn something. It might give you some questions to ask Peter, because I'm going to give this to my wife, because she's going to get on the computer, and no doubt in my mind, she's going to go into my bathroom and she's going to take all those pills that I got and put them down there and say, okay, let's see what we can do this better.
Yeah, because it will help you find out the
For one thing,
it'll give you some questions to ask with a pharmacist and see which a pharmacy would be cheaper for you.
And it's not only that, but sometimes, let me give y'all your dentist may give you some drugs for whatever purpose, right? Mm-hmm. Chris, your dentist, your veterinarian, if you have to go see the vet, you might get some pills from your vet. I'm kidding.
What?
But you may get some pills from your medical doctor, your cardiologist. You may get your GP, your cardiologist. If you got a skin doctor, you might get some pills from. You might get stuff that counteracts each other that doesn't work well. You need to let every doctor know what you got. All of your doctors need to have a list of your meds.
May I take a moment? And when you said the word vet, your dog ran out the door.
I know that. He doesn't like.
Okay, Shockwave. You're not.
He's okay. He's okay with.
He ran out the door. He heard vet.
Well, he thinks he's going for a ride when you say that. Do you understand? Because he doesn't mind going, because he's going out. He's taking a road trip.
Come on, Shockwave. I got you.
So he's not scared about it.
No.
You're not going anywhere.
He makes friends with the devil. And he will make the devil be nicer than the devil is.
You said that right as he jumped up in my lap.
He will make friends with.
Yeah.
See, you're feeling better already, aren't you?
He's okay. Shockwave.
But seriously, your drugs, go online. You can punch them in there. This website is out there available for you. Now, one more. You got time for another one?
Yeah, go ahead.
I get this stuff. I get calls and say, okay, your insurance covers this. I'm from Medicare, and your insurance covers this free strips, diabetic strips, or your back is hurting, right? No, I'm not going to tell you that. When they start asking me questions, I say it's none of your business. I add a few words sometimes if they get persistent, insistent, and aggravating. And I explain to them it's none of their business. But how and what? It's free. It's not going to cost you anything. You can get these strips. I think I got one of them down there. You can get this stuff, and Medicare will pay for it. All of these things. You can get blood pressure machines. You can get back braces. You can get elbow braces. You can get, and diabetics. Apparently that's going around because I've received several offers of free stuff for diabetes. I don't have diabetes. I've never been diagnosed with diabetes. Nobody in my family has diabetes.
If it's free, take it.
Why? It's not free.
Because you might be able to use it for something else.
What?
I don't know.
Give it to my dog? No,
you
sir.
said free? Free?
No, let me tell you about free.
Oh.
It comes from Medicare. Medicare gets its money from taxpayers, right? Medicare gets its money from taxpayers. We're going to pay more as taxpayers. It ain't free. It's going to cost all of us. Well, you say, well, it's not going to cost me. Yes, it does. Your taxes go up every year. Mm-hmm. So if you don't need this stuff, unless it's something really that you need, that you use, just don't get it because it's free. That's the dumbest thing in the world.
What?
And these people, just because it's free doesn't mean you need it.
As much as I've paid into health care during all my life, it's not free. I've already paid for it, and I'm going to get it.
And you're going to keep paying for it.
I got the bath mat. Oh, my gosh.
You're going to keep paying for it.
Have you seen the bath mats?
No, I haven't. Tell me about it.
Now, there are things that you can use, okay? I'm not saying that if they call you and tell you that you can get free diabetic strips, are you good with that? Do you need some?
Oh, I don't need
just
them,
because it's free.
Mm-mm.
So when they tell you that, you don't. I never knew I had diabetes. When did I have diabetes? Or I don't know. You could have it one day. No, you don't need that blood sucking machine.
Don't do that anymore. It's a strip.
So you like a bath mat? Tell us.
Peter, they're long, they're thick. At one end, they have the little scrubber on it. You don't ever have to worry about mold or mildew.
Where do I get this?
Sign up with my insurance plan, Advantage plan.
Yeah, you can get it on yours. So one for this year, you're able to get it. You've got 2 safety devices that you can get with the Blue Cross plan. It's not available for next year. So if you want to get it, and I'm all ears because this is the last.
How do I find out about it?
They have lights that you can put on your potty.
Where's they? I know where my potty is. Where is this stuff available that I can find?
That you can phone up customer service at Blue Cross. So you'll look at the back of your card, and you've got a customer service number on there
card
for Blue Cross.
Okay.
And you'll be able to, if you're in the right plan, you'll be able to get.
I've got Advantage.
You've got, I know you have.
Okay.
Right.
I'm just saying as for other
people.
people listening. So if you got the Essential Plus plan, or
do I have a catalog of stuff that's available for me?
Yes, there's a catalog.
I got to go online to get it.
Right.
Well, but they can also, I'm sure they can tell you over the phone what's available, and you can, or they can direct you
safety stuff
online to.
I can get 2 safety devices a year.
Yes, you can.
I want one in.
And you can get. I've spoke to somebody. They
45 automatic.
They asked for a cane, and for some reason they got sent a box of 6 canes, extendable canes that they're able to use.
Wow.
Yeah. The mistake was made, and they phoned up Blue Cross and said, "Look, you sent us 6," and Blue Cross said, "Well, keep them."
Keep them and shipping them back, and besides you're paying for them. You don't know it yet, but they're being paid for. Okay. Jeez. Okay. All right. That's good. I'll have to get what's available out there and see if there's anything I actually need. I like the sound of the bath mat now. You got me going.
Very nice bath mat.
Okay.
I like the sound of it too, because I don't take showers. I take a bath. My wife always wants a shower.
Well, I take a shower.
And I love having a bath because I've got rheumatoid arthritis. So for me, when I come back in the evening, getting
a hot tub for
everything warmed up is really nice.
That's what the hot tub's for.
That's what you need, Peter, a hot tub.
A hot tub, by the way, when it's sleeting outside, you got just a little bit of sleet coming in or even some light snow. That is the coolest thing in the world.
So you're outside.
Yeah.
In the hot tub.
Yeah.
Never done that.
When it's cold.
98, 99 degrees. Oh, it is feeling good.
I've done the opposite way. I've been out on a hot day, and I've been a reasonably hot day, and I've been in the mountains, and there's water coming from the top of the mountains, 2,000-3,000 feet above, and it is freezing
I
cold.
know that. I don't do that.
And I've done that, but
Well,
I
that was
haven't
silly.
done.
No.
That's
Well,
the British in you.
So I went in there and I stayed in for a minute because I've been bet. Crate of beer, 24 cans of beer. Peter, can you do it? So I stayed in there for a minute. So I came out and the guy said, double or quits. And like an idiot, I said, okay, I'll take you on. I did. And I got back in there and at 1 minute, 40 seconds, I thought, I cannot take this anymore. I had to get, I lost my 24 cans of beer.
Oh, okay. Well, good. I'm glad you did. You didn't need
Alrighty
them.
then. Okay.
It's amazing how much cold water sucks energy out of you.
It's cold. It's on the skin as opposed to air. It's 36. I think it's 3,600 or 1,600 times the sucks heat away from your body than air.
Wow, it just took the heat out of me.
Hundreds of times more intensive than air is.
Wow.
Yeah,
Just FYI.
yeah.
Divers
You sound
know that
like
kind
a lot of
stuff.
fun to go on a vacation with.
You want to go get free? You want to freeze your stuff off?
No.
Okay, Peter. Thank you. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good information.
Yes.
Interesting information. That's what's really cool about this. Thank you, sir.
Cheers then.
All right. Cheers.
Chaz.
Yaki da.
Cheerio.
What? Yaki da.
Yaki da. It's Welsh
da.
for cheers.
Yaki da Welsh. Okay.
So my
Yaki da.
father
So
used
if I go to the grocery store and I get some Yaki da, is that what it is? That
No,
would be
it's-
Welsh's
you
grape
just,
juice.
as you're taking a pint of beer, you go as you bottoms up, you say Yaki da. That's cheers in Welsh. My father did a lot of beagling, hunting, chasing hounds, chasing hares with hounds.
Yaki da.
And he did it all over the Welsh mountains. And they used to go and drink a lot in the pubs afterwards.
I'm
After you've run
sure.
20 miles a day,
Not
you're going to
while-
go and have a good drink afterwards.
Not while they got the shotguns chasing these dogs.
Not shotguns.
Oh, I
So
have
this
it
is
right
just
here.
using the dogs. You're running after the hounds. It's an English thing. English and Welsh.
What you
and
going to do with them if
Scottish
you
thing.
catch them?
The dogs kill the hares. They're running
So what
after.
do you get to eat the rabbit?
Wow.
The hare?
No, the dogs do. Well, the dogs that finish them off anyway. And
Yaki da.
it's a very brutal sport.
I was
but
going to
it's-
say, I thought the British these days were nice, calm, cool, and collected.
Well, they've stopped hunting, but it's still done in a certain way that.
That's not hunting. That poor
Well-
hare has no chance, right?
Well, it's the same with fox hunting. I mean, you got hounds on the horse. You're on
Oh,
horseback,
Yeah.
and so they stopped that too. But my
And they-
sister still goes hunting, and things are done.
Next, you're going to tell me they stopped bullfighting in Spain, right?
Well, who knows what's going to happen? I would never have thought hunting would have stopped in England. It was one of the most amazing experiences for me, to go hunting on horseback, because the horses love it. You're galloping. It's like you're standing still. There's periods where you're standing still, and the hounds find something, and then it's just a wild gallop. And then everybody stops at a fence or at a gate or something, or you jumping at fences, but they stop somewhere. And you've got to try to get your horse to stop before you run into the back of another horse and you get kicked. Or you're going underneath these trees and branches at the level where you'll just be pushed off. So you've got to hug onto the horse's neck.
That sounds like a blast.
It is a blast. It's a real blast. I love hunting.
I thought sitting in a tree stand was getting boring, but okay. Thank you, Peter.
So
Okay.
much fun you are.
So,
Peter.
Yaki da.
Yaki da.
Yaki da.
I'm going to go to the grocery store and I'm going to ask where's the Yaki da juice? That's the Welsh grape juice, right? That's what we do.
Yeah, I just
Cheers.
I just looked it up because it made me curious. And it said, while Yakida isn't a direct Welsh word, it has become a commonly recognized phonetic interpretation among English speakers in Wales.
It's been hijacked.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okie dokie.
Yakida.
The
The things you learn.
from You guys might be entertained. You may want to go see.
He's got stories.
He has got stories. All right. Out towards the Atlantic today.
The Atlantic.
Westerly winds 15 to 20 knots, diminishing to 10 to 15 this afternoon. Seas 3 to 5 feet, 6 seconds apart. Sounds and rivers choppy, diminishing to a moderate chop later in the afternoon. Thursday, tomorrow, northwesterly winds about 10 knots, seas only 2 to 3 feet. Kind of nice. They're smaller, but they're going to be close together. They're 4 seconds apart. So, but that's still very doable for moderate-sized boats and experienced captains, no problem. Sounds and rivers of light chop. Northerly winds on Friday, 5 to 10, seas 2 to 3 feet. Sounds and rivers of light chop. It's looking pretty much that way for Saturday. Sunday, just do everything on Saturday and clean up on Sunday on dry land.
Oh, okay. Today, partly sunny with a high near 75. West wind 6 to 9 miles per hour with gusts as high as 15. Tonight, clear with a low around 45. Thursday, sunny with a high near 71. And Friday, sunny with a higher near 69. And I will say, just to give you a heads up, that as we go into the evening Friday, into Saturday morning, we're looking at lows around 41.
Be chilly.
So it's going to be chilly at the ball game.
And to answer briefly, without getting into a very lengthy discussion, because it could get very convoluted and very opinionated and very this and very that, Charlie called about an hour and 10 minutes ago, and so we had Dr. Rose waiting, and then Peter, of course, right afterwards. And his question was, do we get along with new devices, new technology, new this, new that? Yes and no. That's about the answer I can give you. Some of it I like, some of it sucks. Some of it is just, I think, somebody's desire to create things and cost a lot of money.
Right.
I do not need to replace my stupid telephone, and I don't need to pay $1,000 every year or 2 years to replace a telephone.
Correct.
I've got telephones around this place here somewhere. I'm sure I've got at least 1 or 2 dial-up phones. This will still work if I had a landline to coming into here, and it will. It was made before I was born, likely. Well,
right.
This one was not, but I've had some that were made before I was born that were still working, guaranteed. If you want to use them, are there bells and whistles on them that we didn't have back in those days? Yeah, some of them are worse off, and some of them, I don't ever recall dropping a telephone call in the middle of a conversation with my wall-mounted telephone.
You're absolutely right.
I never dropped one. How many of you have never dropped a cell phone call?
Phyllis Torres.
How many of you have you ever dropped a telephone call that you had on cell phone? Have you ever not dropped a phone call
last
that
week
you were on cell phone with?
When everything was bad last week?
I drop phone calls all the time. Other people's phones die, mine dies, whatever happens.
Right.
And we have had a caller who didn't want to listen to me anymore. Yeah, well,
probably. Well, you bring up a very, very valid point, but look how far we've come over the years from a landline rotary dial to being able to carry a telephone in our back pocket
and charge you $1,000 every 3 years for it if your phone will last that long.
Right, sure.
Because they come out with new things, and then your computer's just a stupid thing right over here. I'm beating on, and this one right here, I got to replace both of them because as of now, Windows won't work on them. I mean, it will work on them, but they cannot be updated anymore.
Let's talk about Windows.
Yeah, I got one really nice window in there.
Yes, you do.
Put in over the weekend.
It's like we were discussing earlier before the show. I filled out an application for us here at the show to participate in something. And when I downloaded the forms, in order to type on them or edit them or add a signature, you can't just do it. You have to have a program like Adobe or Microsoft Office 365 or some other program that will allow you to do that.
Which you have to pay a fee for.
You have to pay.
Every year.
Every year. And the last one I paid was like a little over $150. But it conflicted with my operating system so bad I had to uninstall it and lose those last couple of months. But things like that irritate me and aggravate me because when you first bought a computer and you get the old desktop, the dial-up, AOL dial-up, to get on the
had
internet.
every program
You had
available
everything
because
there.
Microsoft was trying to get into the market.
Right.
And they sold its software
Yes.
to Dell, to HP,
Yes.
to whoever. And then all of a sudden they said, we can make more money if we make this as a subscription to all those stupid people out there. Did Dell or HP reduce the prices of their laptops and stuff? No.
Well, it's just
they added more junk to it that you were required to have. Go look sometime at your programs and features and printers or whatever else you've got set up over there. Go and look at it and tell me if you can even identify most of the crap that is on there. Mm-hmm. Control, alternate, delete, right?
Right.
Let me go into that real quick. I'm not going to delete anything.
You go into your task manager. Right.
And when it pops up on your task manager, it will say down here, the stuff that pops up automatically.
It'll tell you everything is running.
Background processes. Well, right now I've got a cleaning thing. I got Firefox. I got Microsoft Teams. I got Microsoft Word. I got Task Manager and Windows Explorer. What the Sam Hill is Windows Explorer? That's one of those are the apps that are open. All right. Then I got background. Who was this?
Steve.
Then I got background. Then I got background processes. Steve will be with you in just a second. Called aggregator host, animalware core service, application frame host, CEF sharp.browser sub process, COM surrogate, 3 of them, component package support, Copilot, Crash Helper. I don't need any help crashing. I can do it all alone. Dell Digital Delivery Windows. Dell Update. Dell Update Windows Service. Device Association Framework. Twice. DFS. What is that? Common Agent. DW Agent. I was told don't do away with that because it does something special. I don't know what it is. It's on there twice. Now, Firefox. You ready for this? Running in the background. Firefox. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know. It's about 20 of them. 20 of them running in the background. I've got Garmin Express. I've got HD audio background process. 1, 2, 3 of those. Host process for Windows Tasks. 1, 2, 3 of those. What is IA Storl? IA India Alpha STORLCON. You have any clue? I don't either. IGFX CUI service module. You have any idea? I don't either. I'm afraid to get rid of them.
Well, we had Steve on line 1 and Charlie on line 2. I'm not sure if Steve's still there.
Steve is still here, right, Steve?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Good.
There he is.
All right. Fix my computer.
Don't let's change the subject, Steve.
Would you like the 10-pound fix or the 20-pound fix?
I would like to, I fix these things in calibers. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I fix them with sledgehammer weights.
I understand.
Yeah, start with a 2-pound and work your way up.
Microsoft Edge is on here 7, 8, 9, 10 times, and then web view of Microsoft Edge is 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, give me a break. I'm just up to the M's.
Well, the best thing to do is on your startup, go in there on your startup, disable everything but your antivirus. And then if you need anything that's part of the program that you have to have, it'll start up when you click on it.
I have disabled stuff, and it's popped back up the next time I sign on.
Right.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So anyway, okay, Steve, sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. No problem at all. I actually wanted to comment on what y'all were talking about with the electronic devices. And I'll tell you my hang up with them is, the three of us didn't even really grow up in the computer age. There was a time when all of us remember, before the computers.
Right.
But just us, how much time do you think you've spent learning new menus, programs, going through trying to clean up your hard drive? How much time do you think the average person out of their life spends doing that?
I don't know about the poor average soul because I'm sub-average. I'm not even close to being average. But in this room right now, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 operating computers in this room alone, not including our cell phones that some people claim are computers. There's 6. And that is, if Chris was here or Kelly were here, there would be a 7th one here.
Yeah.
I can't
My
keep
kids
up.
are on me all the time about.
I can't even keep up with them.
My kids are on me all the time about wanting to get me a new cell phone, and I'm the person that never wants to get a new cell phone.
Do not. It's got built-in obsolescence.
I'm almost on the verge of getting one because the memory I have on the one I have is inadequate for today's operations.
Okay,
Yeah,
then
but,
you use it as a computer, then, don't you?
Not necessarily, but
that means yes.
I do. I would say yes.
I do mine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, if I eliminated like my weather apps, applications, I would free up some space. But then, what would it be for?
Right.
It's
calling y'all.
Is it labeled as a telephone? Is that what it's called? It's a telephone, right?
It's a cell phone.
I was going to say
it's a telephone.
It's a communication device.
You call it what you want. It's a telephone, right?
Well, yeah. But
what is his primary purpose in life?
I would tend to agree with you. I'm not a person who likes to text. I like, I laugh all the time with my kids where they're texting back and forth and they don't understand what each other means. And I'm like, they got this new thing on there where you can actually talk to the person live. Yeah. Yeah, that's my hang up.
Wasn't that Alexander Graham Bell that came up with that thing? Oh, doggone, son of a gun. Amazing.
But yeah, I feel like I've spent way too much time learning new menus and new operating systems in my life. I'm just tired of them.
Remember DOS? Oh.
That was a simple program.
Oh.
Compared to all this other garbage that's out here.
Yeah, okay.
Too convoluted, everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I just opened it up and I typed on it.
It was one of the operating type programs way back. My first computer was made by Radio Shack, and that was a Tandy something, and it had DOS on it. Mm-hmm.
I could be mistaken because I'm not a computer expert, but I believe everything still runs on DOS. Windows runs on DOS. That's the basic programming. The ones and zeros is DOS.
I have no idea.
I may be incorrect about that, but that's where in the old days when we pulled it up, it just had a black screen with numbers and writing on it.
Yes.
Right. That's the basic operating system that Windows used to run on. I don't know if it does now or not, but that's how you make Windows work is with DOS.
It runs on Greek alphabet, I think.
Yeah. But I remember that. I actually, back then, when computers first came out, I was lucky enough to be at a magnet school, and we had the very first computer at a school in Raleigh. Was at Mary E. Phillips Elementary, and it was a teletype. I don't know if you remember those or not, but you type out, something on it, and then the computer mainframe would type back on the typewriter, so you didn't actually have a screen.
Well, we had teletypes, way back when, but that was done. Law enforcement had them, and that was there. And let's see what else. Oh, we had them for the Weather Bureau in television, and those old teletype machines were clickety click 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 click, and then you'd hear a bell that would go off in the newsroom. You had bells that would go off with certain bell chimes. If it was a bulletin, if it was an important bulletin, if it was a duck, watch out, incoming. It had different stages, and it was a bell with different bell tones on it.
Yeah,
weird.
One of our listeners was talking about command line. Remember they had a command line too on that DOS when you went into nightmares.
I don't know that. I don't remember that.
Yeah, I remember that too. I remember it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But like I say, starting all the way back then till now, I'm tired of them. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but
I like this microphone I've got. It's analog. I can sit here and I can, get it out when things are working right.
Well, I understand what Steve's saying. It's like I said yesterday, or day for yesterday, when I just went to try to fill out those forms online. It took me like 3 hours messing with it, trying to download it, trying to convert it, trying to do this. I shut the computer and I walked away. And I said, I will go back later when I calm down.
And what did I say to do?
And try it again.
I told you that I would drive over there to the office and I would fill it out with my pen in hand and I'd be done with it.
Well, I had the option. I could just print the blank forms off. I could fill them out by hand. Then I can scan them, and then I can email them.
I would have it done and signed, sealed, and delivered driving on over there 2 miles away.
There's no place to drive to take it to.
Guarantee I can call somebody.
But, I'm sure I could have done the same thing too. But look,
or put one of those $4 stamps on it.
It should be that you should be able to go in there and fill out the form, save it to your documents, attach it to an email, and send.
Let me ask you this. Do you remember the debacle that my wife had dealing with that little permission stuff to do whatever, and she couldn't get it? She thought she had done it.
Right.
But it turned out she had filled it out one day late. But she didn't even get the email until it was too late to fill out the form, and then she got scrubbed out.
With the first email,
that's what happened.
No, the first email we both got because her name was on the line with mine, and I answered it, and it went back replied to all, but her email came back as bounced, and I told her your email was bounced on that. And so I don't know what happened after that.
That sounds kind of like you in your email when your application was sent up to the ARRL, right? And
I didn't make that mistake. Somebody else.
They're in. Okay.
So, they changed my name.
I'll share one with you, Baker. This will probably drive you crazy. I got this already there. I got one campground that I play at every year, a couple of times a year, and they're corporate, so they make me sign a contract.
Oh, wow.
All that stuff. But they do it through this service called DocuSign, where it's back and forth email thing.
I do that,
And 3 years now, in the spring when they book me and the manager of the park, we go through this hassle where we try and get this system to work. I literally live 5 minutes from his office.
Yeah.
It's from my house to his office takes 5 minutes.
Uh-huh.
And we spend sometimes 2 days trying to get the emails to go back and forth. And every year I tell him, I'm like, can I not just come over there and you print it out and I'll sign it? And he's like, no, it's corporate. We have to do it this way.
Yeah.
He says, I know it's dumb, but that's how we have to do it. So,
I understand.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel your pain.
Close to the end here. We got Charlie on the line. We'll wrap up with Charlie.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you. Charlie, how are you?
Hey, very quick. I'm going to call another time and talk about technology and how it screws with a lot of people's mind over 40. What was my question I have for you guys? You guys haven't had me on hold for so long. Oh.
Well, I had somebody we were talking to.
No, it's a good conversation. You guys know what covert racism is?
I've heard it referred to as covert racism. That's where you're a racist, but you don't let anybody know it.
So covert racism, very quickly, refers to racial discrimination that is concealed, hidden, or disguised rather than obvious. Here's my point. Do you guys have Spectrum Wi-Fi where you live?
That's one of ours,
We have
yes.
Spectrum service provider, yes.
So I heard a great commercial. When you guys have a problem with your credit card or your debit card, or let's see who you need to call your insurance company. When you pick up the phone, you dial the number. What country is pretty much going to answer the phone call? Take the phone call.
Indonesia, Pakistan, or wherever, yes.
Right. Okay. Spectrum, and no one's picked up on this, and I noticed this in the past month, and I haven't heard any comedian to do the take on this. Spectrum is now running commercials. So listen, we're Spectrum. We're not going to send you overseas. Yep. We're going to let you talk to somebody in America, correct?
Yep.
It's actually kind of interesting, but it's kind of in a weird way. I like it. I talked to somebody in India the other day with my Wells Fargo account. I said, listen, you sound like a great person. I'm sure you're a wonderful family man or woman. I don't understand you. We've been on this conversation for the last 10 minutes. I said, you're a good person. You're getting paid slave wages, but I'm spending twice the time talking to you as I would with some of the United States of America. But anyway, I just love that commercial. Hi, it's Becky. I'm from Florida. It's not, hello, thank you. I'm coming to
let me give you called at the right time, because yesterday we had a problem here with the business line with Spectrum. It had dropped out. And yesterday, after I got off and I screwed around with it for a while, I got on the phone. I called the business people at Spectrum, and I said, here's my issue. And the first gentleman said, okay, I got to send you on up. Yeah, I see you've already done everything. Let me send you on up to the tech. Click. This is, I don't know who, forgot her name. I should not, because she was great, in Louisville, Kentucky. You're exactly is the way she answered my transferred call to her. I am Becky or whatever in Louisville, Kentucky. I see here, because she already had it. I see here from whoever took the call initially, can you verify whatever it is that she had being verified? Oh yeah, my security code to access the system. And I said, yes, it is such and such. She says, good, thank you. Now, what can I do for you? I see you're having some issues. Have you tried this and this and this? I said, not yet. Walk me through it. And she did. Hello. And still didn't get it fixed. So she scheduled and had a man here yesterday afternoon who did spend an hour and 50 minutes with me yesterday and corrected all the problems.
Right. Wow.
Yes, I like spectrum.
Yeah, I think if I owned a business, I would charge like an extra $100 a year where I'm going to say, listen, you're going to talk to somebody in the United States of America. They may not be the smartest person in the world, but at least you're going to understand them and have some. It is what it is. And people are like, you know what, Charlie, you're racist. No, these are great
that is
people.
not being racism. That's not being racist. That's being pro-American.
Well, hey, you guys have a good day. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.
All right. We do have a special weather statement. I just want to throw that in there real quick. Gusty westerly winds around 15 to 20 miles per hour were overlap with relative humidities falling into the 25 to 35% range this afternoon, leading to an increased fire danger for much of eastern North Carolina. Thank you, Onslow County Sheriff's Office for putting out that.
We do have that.
Statement.
And let's see. Yeah, winds are picking up here already. I see it on the trees. I see it on the gauge over here. They're not high, but we're so dry right now. We are extremely dry. We've had no real rain in over a week now, 10 days.
Yes.
And with the winds that have been blowing, folks don't know, even if it rains and the winds blow after it rains, it dries stuff out. Those trees, the bushes, the undergrowth, all that. And we have a lot of dead leaves that are falling. We have dead leaves on trees.
Well, they did have
That's what burns.
A woods fire over in the Hubert area yesterday too. So
and we will have.
You gotta be careful.
There is the threat, and so if you're out there, don't burn those leaves.
Yeah,
don't burn them. Just bag them up, munch them.
Munch.
Mulch them. I didn't mean munch them.
Well, I liked munch. I knew what you meant, but I was like, munch them up.
I meant mulch, and I said munch. Well, you can do it. Munch them up with your lawnmower. You've got these devices you can put on there. And then bag them up, bag all that stuff up. And you can use it. If you've got a garden, please, for God's sakes, rake them in underneath the soil. They will continue to decompose and put all that stuff, nitrogen especially, into your soil. It's good. Okay, how's that?
Yeah, you should mulch them and just leave them on your lawn. If you mulch it enough.
Absolutely. You leave it on your lawn in small little pieces. Now, if you got big chunks out there, you want to rake them up, rake up the leaves or mulch them, one or the other.
No. Mulch.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna rake them up either. But, and don't do like my grandmother used to do, and my mom. She would burn off those leaves wherever they fell on the lawn over there. What have I got?
You got a mosquito on the other side. He's just been.
I've been trying to kill him all morning long.
He got stationary on your face. I was like.
I was, oh, that hurt.
Oh, he's gone now.
Me too.
I know it keeps.
But don't go setting fire to the leaves or burn off your lawn when it gets the grass dies and hoping that everything's going to come back. The idea they say their thought was it's going to kill the bugs down below. Now, I'm sorry, those bugs are so deep down under the ground. They're down there below the freeze line.
You'd be surprised what's down there.
Yeah, they're down there.
Moles are down there too.
Snakes are down there.
They dig way deep. You don't even know.
Snakes are down below the ground.
Yes.
There are things that stay down there. All right.
That's
you
right.
ain't going to burn them off. So forget about it.
We need some good rain because I need to put some winterizer down on my lawn. And
winterizer?
Yeah. Winterizer. It's a feed. It's a feed and weed like for winter.
Well, you going to have green grass in the winter?
No. It's just supposed to help. So when your grass does start growing in the spring, it's going to be healthier.
You're going to have to find somebody who's an expert. Well, I know I got somebody out here at the nursery.
Well, yeah. Well, where do you think I learned it from?
I know that. We're going to get
between her and was it Randy?
Richard.
Yeah. Every year he said, "Lee, get out there and do it." Every year I did not.
It's pre-emergence and this emergence and that emergence and this and whatever.
But we'll have Meredith on.
We'll get Meredith.
That's right.
We'll get her on next week. How's that?
That sounds
We got
good
the
to
stuff
me.
coming on strong. What should we do? What's the time frame?
Right. Should have probably already done it, but we've had no rain, and I don't want to sit there and have to run sprinklers every day.
It's never too late. Okay. We will see you tomorrow morning. And we have tomorrow. We have what is tomorrow? Thursday. We have Chris Miller,
favorite sports editor,
and we have a Steve. Who is Steve?
Oh, Steve was one that I put down with the question mark. You see, I got bit too. But he will not be on tomorrow.
Now,
I'll
tell you who we do have coming on Friday.
Oh no, I can't.
This is going to be a day beginning at 8 a.m. Friday.
Yes.
We're going to have a veteran, a police officer. He was deputy chief when he retired. Been around the area forever and ever and ever, and was a county commissioner, county commission chairman. Jack Bite.
Can't wait to hear the stories.
And he's got police stories. There are funny ones. He and I already talked up on the phone about one or two things, and we started laughing about some certain individuals. And then I mentioned one of those individuals to you, and you had stories that we can't share.
Oops. True.
But I might anyway.
No, you cannot share.
I might get started. You never know where I will go.
Just say we had a friendship back in the day. Yeah. That was it. I didn't even know
they had a TV show by that name.
Friends?
No.
What?
Bosom Buddies.
Oh, I remember that show. I didn't watch it much, but I remember it.
Oh,
no, we were opposite sexes.
There was a crazy woman on there.
Oh, crazy. Well,
I mean, she played a ditzy blonde. She was a guest at the Azalea Festival as a celebrity guest one year. She wasn't pretending. She was not playing. She was not acting. She was a ditzy blonde. She brought her poodle, her really tiny poodle, with her all the way from L.A. in her carry-on handbag.
Well,
in the
I don't
plane.
blame her. I would take mine in a carry-on bag if I could.
He's a little big.
Want mine?
Either that or you got to have a bigger handbag.
I have one that's 10 pounds and one that's 18 pounds.
Okay. We will see you in the morning. Have a great rest of your day. And thanks for the calls. And we know the phones are working. Yes. And the computers seem to be zipping right along here this morning. I should not say it.
Thank you, Cable Chris. You are a miracle.
He's my concierge.
He's great.
He's my concierge. I'm going to call him direct.
I may have to have his number.
Nope. He's business.
Well, so am I.
It's attached to this modem down here.
Well, I can claim business too.
Well, all you got to do is leave it here, and he can come in and take a look at it. If it's traceable back to that, otherwise this will cost you. You're live and local Real Talk, where we're mostly awake. Not woke. No.
Never woke. Never.
And I got a couple of stories I didn't get to today, and that I'm going to continue. The hatred of Donald Trump is continuing.
Wow.
There are those out there. And something happened in the western part of North Carolina.
Yes.
With a Trump banner.
Yes.
And I got that, and I want to talk about that tomorrow. And that's just the tip of the iceberg that's going on. And then, of course, we've got this never-ending saga.
Well,
cannot believe it.
I'm going to be watching the North Carolina House today and see what happens.
Yeah, and the Speaker of the House is having a problem too with something else. He's not letting a duly elected Democrat be sworn in to sit in Congress.
Why?
We're going to talk about it tomorrow. He's just being mean, I think. You're live in local Real Talk. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the morning. Be safe out there.